everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video it's a bit of a different setup. It's because here is the best lighting and I'm going to be showing you what you can feed your bearded dragons, insects and fruit and veg, and what sources I use to make sure Humphrey gets the correct diet that she needs, and yeah, so just better to sit here than over where I usually do, because it's also getting dark, it's like pitch black outside, so I thought I'd show you here. So to start with, so this is the website that a few years back when I first got Humphrey I printed these off. So this is the website that I used. It's just got loads of questions on it. For example, what can they eat? Can they eat certain foods? It does have very good questions on it, and how often they can eat certain foods. So I just thought that while I was getting used to what I can feed her, that would be a quick look at to see if when I'm buying something I can actually feed it or not. The main one I use for, that was also, by the way, mainly for fruit and veg. This is what I use for fruit and veg. It's very, very useful. I'm not going to be one of the people who just guess what to feed and how much, or say I just knew this anyway. Of course, I'm going to tell you guys where I get my information if I have got it from somewhere. So this is really brilliant. This website was amazing when I first bought Humphrey, because it has pretty much all fruit and veg. It has so safe vegetables. Some of them you need to cut into small pieces, some of them you need to cook. So it basically explains it all on here, and I will insert screenshots of the pages so you can get a better angle and then you guys can actually see them yourself. So yeah, it has more safe vegetables, and then it has safe plants if you want to feed your bearded dragon plants. So feed the flowers and flower buds, feed the leaves, feed the petals, feed the plant itself, remove flowers and buds. So it's very, very informative and in-depth, this information sheet. I'm not sure where they got it from and how accurate it is, but I'm pretty sure it's 90% there with accuracy and what it should be fed in quantities, etc. So then we have more plants, I'm not sure if you can see, more plants, and safe fruit. So that is also the last one. So again, food you need to cut into smaller pieces, you need to cook it, and it basically has everything. So apple, apricot, banana, rarely, and it also obviously says how often you can feed it. So apples occasionally, banana rarely, blackberries occasionally. So pretty much all fruit is occasionally, because the main content that they should get is vegetables. People don't really realise this. I didn't at first, if I'm being honest. I thought it could be equal, but because of the acid content, which I already knew, but I didn't put into consideration for some reason, because of the acid content, they should have mainly vegetables, and it's also for hydration as well. So fruits are good for getting them to eat more, and encouraging them to eat, because obviously fruits are more brightly coloured. So that has that, and then the rest are at the top. But again, I'll put screenshots in. And then you have poisonous and unsafe plants. So you have item, toxic parts, item, toxic parts. So for example, let's see one if we know. A wild daffodil, that is poisonous. People do feed those, I think. So as I said, it could be wrong, but it's best to just kind of agree. Holly, iris, ivy, poison ivy, which kind of goes without saying, poison oak again. Poppies are poisonous, ragwort, which is the same with horses, and tulips. So as you can see, it's very good because you can feed them plants, and as again at the front it does have safe plants, so like basil, but some of them are unknown, so how often you can feed them. So as I said, it is quite an accurate source, and this is literally a lifesaver for when I was feeding Humphrey when I first bought her, because I was kind of worrying. I did originally only use this, and then I noticed that there was this as well, and I was like, oh my gosh. So this was literally so good for when I first bought her. So as I said, it has like rarely, occasionally, every day. So vegetables are their main source, and yeah, I'll put screenshots in anyways, but that's what I use to know what I can feed Humphrey, because I do get a lot of questions asking what I can feed. So I thought I'd put, and I do send people this, so instead I thought I'd make a video and then I can send them one here if I want to show them what I feed Humphrey, and then it's more in depth as well. So that's for fruit and vegetables. So good foods to feed daily would be kale, rocket, spring greens, collard greens. They're really good for feeding daily. Apples, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. I have butternut squash. I don't personally feed plants, but again, you can if you want to. And then for insects, it's it's more limited for insects. So this you should already know anyways. So it says if young beardies can eat it and adult beardies. So it says yes, yes. And it just says baby bearded dragon diet, adult bearded dragon diet, and then it just has some more at the top here. It just has some more, and then it just has a bit about calcium, and then some more foods to avoid. So lettuce, spinach, insects captured in the wild, fireflies, avocados, poisonous things, and then safe fruit and veg. So again, it's kind of, they're all linked really, because they're all from the same website. But for insects that you feed, crickets and locusts should be the staple ones, and then extras which you can feed, mealworms occasionally, superworms / Morio worms, they're the same thing but just different names, occasionally, roaches occasionally, and then there's loads of different worms. Again, Morio worms, mealworms, waxworms, hornworms, silkworms, butterworms, the list goes on. So I'm not sure about some of them because they're abroad and I don't feed them. But the main ones should be crickets and locusts, and then you can feed the other ones as extra. Yeah, you can feed almost anything to babies or adults, but for waxworms it's an idea to not feed them to babies because they can be addictive, because they're fat basically and they just like them mostly. But as I say, staples should be locusts and crickets, because they're the best for protein and getting the correct nutritional diet that they need. So these, I'll try and leave a link below if they're still online. So I'm in no way saying that I found this and I made this all up and I came up with it. It's nothing to do with that. It's just me passing on my knowledge and helping you guys out with your bearded dragons. So I will try and leave the links in the description bar below, but if not, well, this is the website I got them from anyway. So I'm in no way trying to say that I found this and I own them, because obviously I don't. So I'll try and put screenshots in as well. So I hope that does help you guys with what you plan to feed your bearded dragons, and if you're having any issues with figuring out what to feed them. Obviously there are loads more sources online. It's not restricted to just this. Again, opinions differ. These could be different to a different website online. But yeah, I hope this did help you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.